Hello, my name is Coach Nick. I am the manager of Team When in Doubt, hashtag Bills Mafia. This will be my second season in this league and my first ever playoff appearance after a rather rocky rookie season last year. And I think it's safe to say all the guys in the locker room are really excited to get going this postseason.
Yeah, this is Gandalf here. I manage the team Happy Trees. Uh, Currently shellacking the hell out of the first place team in the league this year in the playoffs in the first round. Definitely going to make it to the finals matchup there in our league. I should mention that my resume includes that I am the only team in this league to make the playoffs every single year we've been in existence. Granted, it's only 3 years, but I'm the only team to do it. I have a second place finish and a fourth place finish, and I'm looking to wrap up the first place this year. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to the championship matchup, and my team's looking pretty strong. Hopefully, I can wrap it up and take that title. Oh, yeah.
We've certainly set a high standard for ourselves after setting league records in total wins and consecutive wins in a regular season. The general expectation is championship or bust, and we recognize that. But we have to put the regular season behind us, focus on these next 2 weeks, play our best football, and get the job done.
My expectations for the 2022 fantasy playoffs. Well, I expect to make the championship matchup, and I'm looking to take it down. I've finished second and fourth before in this league, and I'm looking to take down the first spot. It'll be the first time doing it, and it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. But yes, I plan on taking the title.
I think a 12-3 regular season certainly sets a positive tone going forward for this franchise. But in terms of season-defining moments, it's hard to look past the Week 2 win against Two Girls, One Clay, which will be remembered forever within the franchise. After 37 points through the Sunday games, we went into Monday night with very little optimism. But thanks to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs balling out on a Monday night against the Tennessee Titans, we pulled off an 80-point comeback and secured 2-0, which absolutely set the tone for a 9-0 start to the season, which all but secured playoffs for us. And that will absolutely be a moment that the rest of the team remembers for a very long time.
I don't know if there's really a specific particular defining moment for my team this year. I would have to, if I'm going to say anything, I guess I would have to say that my team finished strong. I won my last 3 matchups before entering the playoffs to secure my spot. One of the teams ahead of me lost a crucial matchup, leaving the door open for me to secure my own destiny. And I claimed it. I took it, and I'm in the playoffs, and I'm looking to win it.
I think after the season we've had, it's difficult for me to accept the championship ring being on any finger other than this one. But if I were to pick somebody that I absolutely could not stand to win, it would probably be Antonio. Not because I dislike the guy or anything, but because of scheduling reasons, we've kind of become natural rivals. I leapfrogged him in the standings last year on the last week and beat him in the last game of the season this year to maintain my top seed. Losing to him in the championship game would be a nightmare.
Not really sure I have anybody that I put on this list. I guess I'm already beating the crap out of the person I wanted to see lose the most. That was the first place team. He had a pretty cakewalk of a season, and he thought his team was extremely strong, and I'm wiping the floor with him in the first round of the playoffs. So I guess, yeah, seeing Nick lose to me in the first round was sweet justice. But I also have to say it might be a little unbearable if Justin were to actually win. So I have to face Justin in the finals. Gonna have to take him down. Can't allow him to win.
It wasn't until after the Monday night game of last week until I found out who I would be facing in the first round of playoffs. And I think the league is in agreement that I pulled the easier matchup. Not any shade against Happy Trees. It's a good team. And it's definitely going to be difficult for me to root against Justin Jefferson this week. But I think if my team does my part, I should absolutely be through to the championship game.
My first round opponent this year in the playoffs, being I'm the number 4 seed, the last seed to make the playoffs, I'm facing off against the number 1 team, Nick's team. hashtag Bills Mafia or some crap. I don't even know what he calls his name anymore. I have no reason to disrespect Nick at all. He's never been disrespectful that I have seen. So yes, I respect my opponent. I think we have a pretty good matchup ahead of us. I did clean his clock in week 14, a couple of weeks before the playoffs started, so I'm hoping to do that again here in the first round. But yeah, I'm sure I respect my opponent. I have nothing against him other than the fact that I just want to beat the crap out of his team in the playoffs here.
What's up? It's your boy Philly Special. Third spot, you know me. Got unlucky the last half of this year, but we've stuck through it, and we're in the playoffs, kicking some ass, ready to hit the finals. You know me. Yep. My guys, I've stuck with them since the draft. Really haven't made any moves. Been putting up points all year, shitting on Alex and Clay all year. The usual. Nothing unusual there. My guys have really put in the work this year. I've tried the same strategy 3 times in a row. This time it's finally working out. My guys from the draft knew they needed to perform to get here, and they have so far. They've avoided injury. I've kept them nice. The trainer's doing well. But if I win this year, it'll just prove to Clay and Alex that I'm better than them and that they suck and should not be in this league. I run this. This league runs through me.
Hello, it's Antonio checking in from the Instagram Legends Fantasy Football League. I'm actually the owner of Team Pretty Boy Floyd. I believe that I've been in the league for about 3 years. I sadly have not had any playoff bursts until this current year of 2022, and nor have I obviously won any titles. But it would be cool to finally get into that winner circle.
My expectations for this team is to go out there, do their best. Their best is a championship. So coming in to this game against Antonio, I'm just really expecting nothing but domination. This team should not struggle at all this week. We should just go out on all and fire on all cylinders. We should have no mistakes, no injuries, no nothing. This team will be unstoppable come playoffs. We've had a lot of ups and downs this year, but there was one week that stands out to me. It's week 12 against the Buffalo Bills. I'm pretty much, Nick, what a bum. I'm going to be honest with you. That team was number 1 throughout the whole year, and then he just gets to like week 10 and just stops playing. It's kind of weird. We played him in week 12. We showed him who's boss. Everyone was firing on all cylinders. Garrett Wilson showed him why he's rookie of the year, My team just didn't want to lose. We wanted to go in there and whoop ass, and we did that. So I'm very proud of this team. Week 12, that's when I really knew that this was a legit squad. Everyone in the playoffs deserves to be here. I don't think there's one person. Actually, big man should deserve to be in here as well. But everyone in here is actually pretty nice. The people that I want to see lose in the worst way possible would have to be Clay and Alex. But they don't win anyway. So like their losses don't even matter. Like they could win and it wouldn't matter. They could be up by 100, they'd still lose. That's how bad their teams are. That's how bad they are as fantasy managers. It happens every year. They always choke. It's their duty. In the league, it's just choke. So. Antonio's a good opponent. He's probably one of the better teams up here. He went on an insane run where he was like putting up like 130 a game for like to finish out the year. He was nowhere near the top points scored in like week 10, and then he finished the year as top scorer. So it's good to go against the hardest opponent I think in the playoffs is your first matchup. And he's got a good team. He's got a lot of people that can go out there and just kick ass. Josh Jacobs is who I'm really scared of. He can go out there and just win any fantasy game in like 2 minutes. So it's just we got to play some good defense. Hope the weather clutches up for us. But it's really good, tough matchup, and I think we can win it. I hope we win it. Because after that, it's just the second best teams. It's just whatever. So this is the toughest matchup of the year, I think, right here.
Super happy to be through the semifinals and on to the finals matchup. Suppose I knew I won my semifinal matchup Saturday for sure. Of course, after Thursday's game with Jacksonville's D and Evan Ingram putting up some solid points for me, I felt pretty good after that as well. But Saturday was probably when I knew for sure that I was taking it down and moving on to the finals. I am looking for a great matchup against Justin in the finals. Should be good times. But let's go Happy Trees. Time to take down that title so we got bragging rights for a whole year.
It was a difficult loss. We knew after the noon games were over that we had an outside chance of winning, and we couldn't quite pull it off in the end. But I wouldn't say anything higher than a 2. We're holding our heads high. It was a great season, and props to Gandalf, and good luck to him in the final.
Yeah, so coming into the week, it was going to be a tough matchup between Antonio. He's been popping off recently. And then going into the Dallas Eagles game, it was really close. I was getting nervous. And then Devontae Smith. As soon as Devontae Smith had his really good week, I just knew I had it in the bag. There was nothing he could have done. And then Brock Purdy came out, did his thing, for the injury of Lamar, so all we can do is produce. That's all we can do.
I definitely knew that I was going to lose once I looked at my bench and saw Dante Foreman rushing for over 100 yards. I think it was actually in like the first half of the game against Detroit, who have been pretty stout against the run during the last few weeks of the season. I really don't have a ton of regrets. I felt like we put a pretty good team out there that had been performing during the last few weeks. But for some reason, we just couldn't get it done in that semifinal game. We couldn't even crack 75 points. So the loss was definitely a 10 out of 10 on the scale of pain, that's for sure. So I wish the best of luck to Gandalf and Justin in the finals. See you guys next year.
The matchup this week between Justin and Gandalf is actually one for the ages. Gandalf has actually been the only player to make our league playoffs in all 3 years that this league has been apart. I won the first fantasy football championship and I beat Gandalf in the final. He has not returned to the final since, and he has come out of nowhere from out of playoff contention all the way into sneaking in the playoffs in the last week of the season, and his team is running as hot as any team in the league right now. Justin, on the other hand, has been arguably one of the biggest menaces of the league. Every year we do a league power rankings after the draft, and Justin has consistently been at the bottom. People don't believe in Justin or his fantasy skills as much, but he has clearly shown that he is more apt of a player than people want to give him credit for. He also is one of the biggest stirrers up of trouble in the league. He's always talking crap, and he's always trying to come after everybody. So people don't really want to see him win. I think the people are rooting for Gandalf. Gandalf is also the oldest guy in the league, and he's the elder statesman, but he's proving good. But the craziest part about all this is the fact that Nick and Antonio didn't make the league final. Nick was 12-3 this year and was hot all season. Antonio was the highest scorer and then had his worst week of the season in the semifinal. But Gandalf and Justin are very deserving. I'm excited to see what happens this week. It is going to be crazy to see who comes out with the third title of the Instagram Legends. Cannot wait to see how it plays out.
I don't think that there's necessarily a rivalry between the two who are playing in the championship. I'm going to assume that most are rooting for Gandalf because, Justin's one of those obnoxious Eagle fans. So definitely not one we're going to be rooting for. But again, I'm not hating on either one of them. We'll see what happens, and we wish the best of luck to those two guys. We'll see.
Although I just lost to him, I definitely am rooting for Gandalf and the boys, Happy Trees, to take home the chip this year. It would be just the cherry on top of a great resume for one of the league's best competitors. And good luck to both teams.
Coming into the week, I was really confident I could beat Gandalf, and then Lamar is out again, so don't have my starting quarterback all year. And then Derrick Henry is a big loss for me. So at the beginning of the week, before any of the injury reports, I had like a 50-50 shot. Now I think it's 30-70 him, so we'll just see how it goes in, how we play. I mean, J.K. Dobbins coming back. He's not doing too bad. Hopefully he goes off, and we just repeat what we did last week, just etch it out.
Well, heading into the finals week, I'd say my biggest concerns are Of course, last-minute injuries that always pop up. But also, I don't exactly have the most star-studded running back room, as I went wide receiver heavy in my draft. So I suppose I'm a little concerned with picking the right running back matchups for this week, but pretty confident, and I'll take down the title this week. I don't know, sitting at probably 73% right now on out of 100 on how confident I am I'll take down. Wish I could say more, but Justin's team's been pretty stout this year. He's put up some pretty good points. It'll be a good matchup, but looking forward to it. Looking forward to hopefully taking it down and winning this championship.
Winning this would shut all my haters up, aka Clay and Alex. They came in at the beginning of the year saying I had one of the worst teams out there, and came in proving them wrong week in, week out, and then to win this would really shut them up. And I think 90% of the league, I think there's maybe one person in the entire league who's rooting for me to win. But I'm going up against Gandalf, and Gandalf, it's kind of a fan base. No one hates him. He's a nice guy, so can't really say too much. I think most of the league is rooting for him. I might even be rooting for him. I'm going against him. So, yep, just got to go out there and perform and prove them all wrong.
If I win the championship, the finals matchup this year, I'd have to say it cements my legacy as being one of the strongest managers in the league, or at least one of the most consistent. Only manager in the league to have made the playoffs all 3 years we've been in existence. Second finals appearance out of those 3 years. So I feel pretty strong about all this. But as far as who's rooting for who, I have no idea. It's probably pretty split down the middle. Might even be slightly edged in his favor just because he's a younger guy and I'm the old man of the group. But only time will tell. Let's have a good matchup though, Justin. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to my team as well, of course. But looking forward to it. Hopefully take it down this year. All right.
There is definitely a little bit of rivalry going on this week. Justin is always stirring up trouble in the league group chat, and Gandalf is sometimes one of the people that he is going against. There's rivalry there, but ultimately, this is the run for the ages from Gandalf. He came from out of playoff contention the entire season to make the playoffs in the final week, and then had the biggest week in the entire semifinals. He is running hot. He seems like he's ready to play, but Justin has proved everyone wrong this year with his fantasy skills, making it to the final. He is clearly very deserving of making this final, and it ultimately is going to be a battle of the old man versus the young man, the quiet man versus, Mr. Talk It Up all the time in the league chat, and it's going to be crazy to see how this plays out.
I'm hoping for an absolute slugfest in the finals this year. I want points, big points. I want touchdowns. I want yards. I want a close game, and I want it to come down on Monday night. Let's hope.
I don't have a lot to say about the finals. As you know, I definitely was knocked out last round, sadly. But hoping that it's entertaining. I'm hoping that it's hard fought. It's a close game down to the wire. I think that's what we all hope for in regards to a championship. So, again, we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely hoping that it's one for the ages.
Ultimately, what we decided to do is decide in Week 18. Gandalf had over a 90% chance to win in Week 17, and all he had left was Joe Burrow, and he needed 12.5 points from him. So we agreed we would get Gandalf 50% of the pot, no matter who won, because he had over a 90% chance to win before the game was postponed.
Due to the NFL's decision to cancel the Bills-Bengals Monday night game, it ended up being a little more difficult to secure the win. That's all I really have to say about that.
We decided it in week 18, and Joe Burrow just needed 12.6 points to win. And Gandalf ended up winning the entire league championship by 0.04 points, which is the smallest possible margin the way our league is scoring. No matter what, for the history of this league, there will never be a game that is scored closer than that one. And that is crazy considering a final. Shout out to Gandalf. He won, and he rightfully deserved to win more than anyone else in the league this year.
Yeah, it means a lot to be crowned champion this year. It was a hard-fought battle this whole season. It was nice to secure the win, and looking forward to getting back and doing it again next year. Be the first manager in here to go back-to-back.
This wasn't a tough loss because it was to Gandalf. If it was to anybody else in the league, I'd have issues with it. But since it was to Gandalf, it's not that big a deal. Kind of knew as soon as the Titans decided to sit Derrick Henry that it was going to be an L. So I just kind of went into the week hoping and praying. And then we had it until my team decided to stop trying, towards the end of the day. We just let it go after Nick Chubb just decided to stop playing football the last 6 weeks of the season. But you win, you lose. It's whatever. It's Gandalf, so it's not that big a deal, but it's whatever.
Normally, I would feel bad for the runner-up. I would feel for Justin a little bit more for losing, but I think every scenario in the world pointed to Gandalf winning, and Justin caused a lot of fuss and a lot of fire in the league chat, about giving him a chance, and that every alternative we came up with is unfair unless he gave a chance. And Gandalf still, in every single alternate scenario that we proposed this week, Gandalf won. Every single scenario we possibly could have had, Gandalf won. So I don't feel bad for Justin at all because any way, shape, or form, Gandalf was the winner and he rightfully deserved. So I don't feel bad for Justin at all. I love Justin. Justin's still my guy. But ultimately, this was the year of the Gandalf, and I'm so happy that he took home his league championship for the first time ever.
I'm really happy how the season went. I was touted out to be like one of the worst teams coming out of the draft. So, shout out to Alex for hating on me. It just drove me to do better. I don't know if Gandalf deserved it, but he definitely earned it, because I think if someone deserved it, probably Nick. Nick put out an insane season, and then he just choked it the last 6 weeks. Antonio also put up a good season towards the end. So any of those three, yeah, I think deserved it.
Well, I won the league due to my superior drafting skills. Just with those same superior drafting skills, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the same thing next year and win it again. Back to back, then back to back to back to back. Good luck catching me, fellas.